Hello, hello. Happy now. Just going to check in and see if there's a message for us today. Because a message a day keeps something away. Confusion, uncertainty. Okay. I also was winterproofing my yard, and I found some more crystals to add to the mix here. So I'm just going to do a bit of a spread here. Pull some. Got malachite, this goldstone. Wanted to come out yesterday. Okay, let's start with the dice. Get our numbers for today. I saw a book, an angel number book that I'm going to keep my eye out for. And it works with 3 numbers. So that would be handy to be able to look up what the number significance are. 2, 2, 1. Double 2s and a 1. 1, 2, 2. 2, 1, 1. No, 2, 1, 2. 2, 2, 1. 1, 2, 2. Okay. And let's get let's take, oh, we got 2. I think this one's joy. And this one, I don't know what that one is. I don't know it off by heart. It is Odin, God, ancestors. And it's the symbol of an A. And this one is joy, kinship, heritage, and joy. So kinship and ancestors, God, heritage, joy. Okay. Those are our things. Those are our things that we have, setting the scene for our reading, our message. Okay, I've been in this double number situation. If you've been there with me, you know. Although I guess yesterday there was no double, or the last reading there was no double. Oh, the birds are out there. What is that? That is a towhee. If you can hear them. I got the door open so that the cats can come in and out and not disturb me knocking on the door. That's ours. So I'm getting water vibes just because the when I just flipped to this one. Okay, where is it? Where is this one? What does it want to tell us? With its ness. I see it. Contact. The energy of contact allows you to know that all doors to your inner source will open when you surrender, and like water, go with the flow. Yes, let your strength lead you and you will find your own way. There are moments in life when you know that you are important too, that you truly deserve to follow your own path. There is nothing wrong in feeling that way. Do you consider yourself to be selfish? When we listen to the daily signals that reach us from our higher self, which is the part that knows that is what is good for us, we discover and find our own strength. This strength consists of an inner knowing that gives us the essential power to do what is right for us, regardless of what anyone else may say or think. When you feel that all is well, you will move forward in life without feeling the need to convince anyone of why you do what you do. It will be like breathing. We don't have to convince anyone to breathe, do we? Yeah. As a recovering people pleaser, there's an element of external validation. I think it's all about that. Right? And so it's like, I'm thinking about doing this thing for me. I need to consult every person that I know and gauge whether I should do it or not based on their response, right? And that's like putting what you do in somebody else's hands, but nobody has the information that you have, doesn't have all the information, and therefore they are incapable of assessing the things you need to do for yourself. So there's that message. Let's do a couple little shuffies of this deck. That's 6 of Swords. Letting things go. Letting things go that no longer serve. In order to go with the flow. I think of weight, extra weight, right? And how extra weight doesn't serve. It bogs you down. So you need to get, like an air balloon, you gotta let go of those sandbags so you can soar higher. 3 of Swords. Healing the heart. So that you can receive your abundance. So going with the flow here and accessing your ancestry and joy. So I'm getting a sense of, in process. You're in process of releasing and healing your heart. And so that's really great. Good job. Going with the flow. Right? What else we got? Six of Cups and the Moon. Yeah, this is definitely what's coming after. What's coming after. And because we've got the 3 of Swords here, these 2 with this 1, it's making me think of our numbers here. And we're almost there, right? We got 2 of the 3 swords out. And we're healing. We're healing that heart. You got to heal the heart. Otherwise you bleed on people who don't deserve it. Right? And you got to let go of the things that no longer serve. And I think it's also doing a lot of ancestral baggage, to like learned thought patterns and behaviors. Like, for example, what's coming up for me is my Oma was a small child through the Depression. And so she raised her children in this lack mindset, because just like that, something can happen and You know, she's in dumpsters cutting off mold off of cabbage, you know, to survive for her family, kind of thing. And so my mom was raised by that. Freeze everything, portion everything, save everything, you know. Take advantage of the deals when they're happening now because they might not happen later, you know, that whole thing. And so part of my healing was letting go of that mindset, because we can hold on to a lot of things out of fear of not having access to them later, but you're actually signaling the universe that you don't trust that what you need will be provided when you need it, right? So so that was a limiting belief that was passed on generationally, that it was up to me to get rid of. I mean, it wasn't up to me to get rid of. I chose to get rid of it because I was like, this isn't serving me, right? So stuff like that. Ancestral baggage can look like that. Behaviors, learned behaviors that we grew up witnessing, and or survival behaviors that we had to employ in order to survive when we were younger, but they no longer are relevant and now they're hindering, right? Like protecting your heart from being hurt. And so you approach every relationship as if it's going to hurt you, and therefore you're never really allowing it to be. So this idea of like having one foot out the door as like a safety protection, but you're never actually feeling the warmth that can exist in that room when the door is shut. There's always a draft, right? Because you've always got that one foot out the door. So once you get over those things, once you heal the heart and release those things, you've got abundance. You've got an overflowing cup coming to you. You've got this shared, beautiful connections. You know, this is speaking to me of like your soul tribe, right? People that you can, like-minded, that you can share with. Beautiful. And the divine timing of it all. It's on its way. It's flowing. Right? Just like this. Just like this. And this is the kind of work that you can't, you know, you can get support. Like, I'm going through this thing, but it's a solitary path, this healing situation. Okay, let's see if any wild one cards. Okay. Self. Yeah. Oh, this one's also out. The feminine one. I'm just going to pull it out. First of all, I've never seen it before, and it was just flipped. So I'm going to look at that one too. And if you're more masculine and hearing this reading, this is going to be addressing your feminine energy. Okay? Okay, let's go with self first, which was a beautiful confirmation. This card reminds you to remember and honor yourself in your life. Make yourself into an altar for the day. Dress yourself, speak yourself, nourish yourself, and spread the wonder of all life around you. There is no need to hide yourself away. This wild one knows, respects, and honors their sacred place in the scheme of the world. Radiate love, stand in the womb of yourself, and shine your wild and wonderful being, standing in life with open arms. Welcome you into the world. Let us see your beauty and experience your gifts. We want to know you. Remember and honor yourself. And you know, that's making me think of your ancestors. They come from a time where they couldn't afford that, right? And we are so in a time where we can, and so we need to honor them as well and to heal them. Okay, feminine one. Oh, feminine one. I know not who you are. To know you before meant death of spirit. To know you now means life. So how do we dance? What does it look like? I meander through the dark maze and see you lurking in the corners. Come out, I say, I will see you. It seems you don't want to show yourself. Ironic. I can feel your energy, your freedom, your love. Trust, and I welcome you to our dance of the hours. Let our energy spiral around you, feed you, nurture your soul, become one with us. Let us lure you into our arms. Feel the air pulsate around your bosom. Open your arms, throw your head back, and bask in our delight of you. Let your hair flow wistfully down your back in the cool breeze. Feel the earth's soul in your feet. Let its energy permeate your body through your legs, your hips, and your pelvis. Fill your abdomen with it and illuminate your soul. Let the light of the day flow through you and bathe your being with the waterfall of your divine self. You'll be okay. It's time for you to come and dance with us. Oh my goodness. Beautiful. And you know what? A story that came to mind talking about this ancestry and not being able to do the type of self-care that we can nowadays. I was thinking about my Oma, and you know, she had 7 children, so a household of 9, and she took care of everybody, and that was her life. Like, she had her first kid at 16 years old. So she spent her entire life taking care of others. And at the end of her life, you know, when it was just kind of her and her husband, she was over it. She was over it. And yeah, so I, you know, me where I'm at in my life right now, I'm very much relishing in the fact that I don't have anybody that I need to take care of. And I think about my Oma, and I feel like she can live vicariously through me now. And I've heard that when you heal yourself, you heal your ancestry. And yeah, so I don't know, that was the story. Anyways, so this going with the flow and nurturing yourself, you know, this is all part of it. Think of it as like taking out the trash, right? Like, you can avoid it only so long until it starts to overflow and it starts to smell, and eventually you just have to suck it up and bring it outside and dump it in the garbage, right? Like, and your ancestors are there. Well, they're here. They're with you. They're relishing in it. It's your time to shine. Okay. So I think those are really, really great messages that are coming through. and making a whole lot of sense. I'm going to check out this power deck here and not look at the images because they've got images on them. Uh-oh. Oh, that's a lot. Okay, there's 4 of them. So we've got this interesting one. Balancing. What is going on in this card? Knowing your place in the world. Oh, look at that gorgeous card. Beautiful. This statue. I've got one of those in my backyard. Just a little one. And then the rose here. And then we have, oh, bamboo forest with some fish. Okay, so this one, number 2. There's our 3 2s. Balance. Totally. The structure of your daily spiritual life must be built on a strong foundation in the physical world, like a pillar of selected shaman stones, balanced carefully one on another. Take care of your body through diet and exercise. Express your strength in acts of power and bring greater awareness to the exchange of money. Protect and nourish your family and express your integrity by bringing balance into society and nature. Then you will be prepared in the physical for higher spiritual learning. Your being is like a spirit lodge, the foundation of which is rooted in physical manifestation, strong against the storms along the trail to higher consciousness. To take power, make your spirit available. Take your power and bring your physical and spiritual natures into balance. Beautiful. (24) Force. Force lives in your will and comes from your intent. Life is a process of pulling back your bow, aiming your arrow, choosing a target, and shooting. The degree and quality of the force with which you choose your target and shoot determines your power and your success. Force is built through your integrity of purpose, your physical tuning, and your balance of spirit and mind. By naming your active power, you create force. Follow your innermost passions in life. Empower your will and your strength of force by manifesting your secret dreams. Gorgeous. I'm going to stick that one right under here. 19, grief. Grief deepens you. It allows you to explore the parameters of your soul. Grief is the only gateway to certain levels of consciousness, and it is a hard taskmaster. Through grief, you can explore every aspect of your dark side: anger, pain, abandonment, terror, loneliness. And these are aspects of the sacred wound that is our daily lives we usually try to ignore. Grief forces you to look at those parts of yourself that are not yet healed. If you can look at grief as a teaching, you will grow. The pain of grief is not the only teacher in this life, but if looked at properly with awareness and an open heart, it is one of the greatest teachers of all. The seeds of wisdom and enlightenment are planted within the wounds of grief. What is lost can only come back to us again in higher ways. Yeah, well, that's part of letting things go, right? Letting go of those versions of self that no longer serve, those old mindsets, those pieces that connect you to your past, to your ancestry, like those ways of thought. Sometimes they're all we have left, and we're subconsciously holding on to it because they're our tether to the past, but they're also our tether to the past. They're keeping us from the future. So we got to let that go. And we have the blessings of our ancestors to do so because they want to be here with us. Right? Okay, and courage. Action takes courage. We often feel like fish out of water, separate and different from the world around us. Fish out of water can learn to swim in a new air of consciousness with a new purpose in life. Perhaps it is identification with objects and clinging to addictions that keeps you feeling separate and keeps you from finding the source of your power. Not only dependence on drugs, sex, or alcohol, but also addictions like fear of failure, the need for approval, or fear of desertion. Discover your own power and meaning by having the courage to give up your addictions. Then you live your power with courage. Yeah, well, whenever you're letting go of something, it's a little bit of an unknown, right? And it takes courage to face the unknown. Who am I without these things? I've never met that person yet. There's courage. Okay, those are all gorgeous, gorgeous messages. Oh, I think there's more. There's more to them. So when we look up, what was that, 2? Balance. The painting is called The Shaman's Vision. It is about balance with the shaman standing in the center of their world, choreographing the energies of his universe. He is rooted in balance and harmony with the sphere of the universe and higher knowledge coming into him. Behind him is his village, well cared for with integrity and harmony. The eagle of higher spirit, who takes the message of humans to the great spirit, flies over him, and a herd of well-fed caribou grazes in peace in the meadow. The painting shows the universe in balance. Whether you know it or not, you chose to come into this physical dimension to become enlightened and to learn its lessons. Many of us want to throw away these lessons. We do not want to understand the exchange of material things because we consider that a non-spiritual pursuit, when in fact it is a great part of your spiritual lesson. We must learn in the physical dimensions to give away to the physical world and bring spirit and harmony into daily commerce and everyday life. Bring awareness to your understanding of money and physical things. Bring the integrity of spirit into your business. Balance is a south card because it shows that you need to balance your endeavors in the physical world with your spirit in the north. To take power in the world, you must be in perfect balance. Realize the divine nature in humans and all living things. What was this number? 24? The painting is called Wind Horses. Wind horses galloping across the beach of our deepest unconscious symbolize the importance of force on our path towards power and enlightenment. Force comes from your will, which lives in your shaman center and has the power and strength of wild horses at full gallop. The wind horse is an ancient symbol for the state of buoyant joy just before the apprentice enters the plane of enlightenment. Force is a higher strength needed to endure the trials of consciousness and the tests of power in the north. Awesome. Awesome. I guess if I did some, I should do them all. Grief, 19. The painting is entitled First Noble Truth. So much of life involves suffering and loss, but great strength is brought to us through grief. You can choose to learn from the experience and remain soft and kind, or you can choose to become hardened and cynical. Do not miss the lessons you are here to discover, even in grief. This weeping Buddha, the symbol of the shaman, going deep within himself into the depths of his grief, holds grief in his hands before a picked rose. The rose sits upon the stone altar on a bed of seaweed at the shore. The tide has gone out, symbolizing the elimination of desire. final transcendence is at hand. The rose is one of peace and is in the understanding that sadness and grief are only one side of the double-edged sword. The other side is peace, joy, tranquility, and the understanding that we are all one. This is the teaching of the West, because grief takes us into deep reflective thought, delving into our unconscious life to find the strength to transcend. In every death there is rebirth and transformation. Do not be afraid to learn the lessons that are found in grief. Okay, and then courage. The painting is entitled Where the Heart and Spirit Travel. It portrays an idea beyond what we usually experience. The two fish swimming out of water through a forest are symbols of the transcendent spirit. They could be your transcendent spirit moving down the path toward the high Himalayas in the distance, towards higher consciousness. It takes courage to walk this path, to go beyond the boundaries of your ideas and imagination. Do not be limited by your belief systems. Courage is a teaching of the North and a teaching of the spirit on the path to power. Awesome. Okay. I think we've done it. I think we've got our messages here. Let's see if the angels want to add anything. Yeah, that was really beautiful. Let go of those things that no longer serve and continue healing the heart and focusing on yourself and your self-care and balancing between the physical and the spiritual realms. Your ancestors are healing right there along with you. And remember to be in joy and to go with the flow. Okay? The sounds of the spheres call you to come back into your real home. Like a cloud will pass by, focus on that which is everlasting. Discover the inner light, listen to the inner music, and be yourself. Amazing. Okay, guys. That is our gorgeous spread and message for today. Okay. Let me know if any of that resonated for you and what it made you think of, because that's all relevant, right? That's how our ancestors in the spirit realm talks to us, by making us think on things and things that pop into your head and when you hear something and or see something, and it's all part of it. Okay. Awesome. Well, have a great whatever you're doing. Make it awesome. Love you.